It was all party and relaxation for the Kongs, because Donkey Kong had defeated his worst enemy, King K. Rool, and foiled his attempt to steal the monkey's banana hoard. At that moment, his father, scratch that, grandfather appears, to give him a beating with his cane for being a lazy bum, lying on the sand doing nothing, ignoring his elder's words. And right then, guess who shows up? None other than K. Rool, in his role as pirate captain, kidnapping DK so he can steal the bananas from Kong Island. Sometime later, Diddy realizes that his brother, best friend, and possibly something more, wouldn't surprise me, has been kidnapped. So he and his girlfriend Dixie rush to save the alpha gorilla, but in that heroic feat, they accidentally kill Winky. Oh no! Arriving at the beach of Kong Island, they run into Captain K. Rool, who shows his unconditional love to his subordinates. He escapes with the big gorilla to his island, but Squawks and Engard help their friends reach the hideout, not forgetting to bring along their other animal friends for the rescue. Okay, first, that cranky Kong must be the father of everyone on the island, because a gorilla and an obese spider monkey being brothers is a lot to think about, and I wouldn't be surprised if Rambai's last name were Kong. Second, a point in the villain's favor for taking care of his enemy from the start, unlike others. DKC2 is a platformer where we take control of Diddy and his girlfriend Dixie. It has the same mechanics as its predecessor, but introduces several improvements. The first is Dixie's movements. She is slower than Diddy, especially when climbing vines, but she has the ability to fly with her ponytail. Diddy, on the other hand, controls exactly the same with the same attacks and remains the fastest on the team. Both have a new team ability. You can carry your partner, as long as they haven't been killed along the way, and throw them to unreachable places. If they land successfully, they teleport you to the spot they reached. If not, they return to where you threw them from. Also, if you throw them at an enemy, you kill it. That works if you can kill it by jumping on it. Otherwise, you'll just hurt your own monkey. The levels have become more linear. There's less to explore and almost no alternative routes. But this doesn't hinder the gameplay. They're just a bit easier and faster to go through. However, there are more vines to hang from, so levels are not only horizontal, but can also have vertical sections. And, as usual, they're full of enemies with different patterns and strategies to kill them. They are killed the same way, jumping on them and crushing them with your feet, or hitting them with a cartwheel or Dixie's hair. I guess it has the same effect as Dona Pello's quesadillas, graphic description, spitting hairs out of the food. The whole game has a pirate theme, so the settings, enemies, and music also share this theme. This immerses you in the game and makes you believe that monkeys could actually kill corsairs. We jump from surface to surface, and sometimes we literally take a leap of faith to see if something is hidden, or use those fake walls that you swear you can't go through. But it turns out you can, which makes me wonder, how did they discover them? By jumping everywhere like a baboon, or by accident? Levels have some variations. There are underwater levels where you swim and cannot defend yourself. I have a theory why water levels are tedious and annoying in most games for several reasons. You can't defend yourself, or barely can. You can't move fast, you move slowly, and you have to keep pressing the jump button to advance and move. It's not that they're boring, it's that just moving through the level is very tiring. There's a minecart level where you get into a cart and move automatically, dodging everything you can and avoiding killing yourself on cliffs, very similar to the Battletoad speeder bikes, but more fun and with acceptable difficulty. Personally, I like these levels in DK, especially the one where a ghost named Mr. X chases you, and if time runs out, the bastard bites you. Along your journey, there are two types of collectibles. A coin called DK, which is useless. Well, it does serve a purpose, so that the end Cranky Kong doesn't call you a sweet potato when you collect them all, and Crim coins, which are used to bribe the Changar of the Lost World, something that makes me laugh. When you talk to him, there are three options. One says give coins, the last says leave, but the second says fight him. When you select it, he just gives you a spank and you go flying, so you'll stop bothering him. That's all it does. It's the same as the last option, but with style. And when you go without money, in your mind you say, okay, I'll leave without making a fuss. You get Crem coins by entering hidden bonus areas, which give you the coin upon completion. These bonuses come in several types. Kill everything that moves, grab all the bananas, or reach the coin, all with a time limit to stress you out and make you die more often. In each level, the number of mini-games varies. They could be in a barrel with the letter B or in a cannon, where you have to carry and insert their bullet to enter. Aside from collectibles, there are scatter bananas, balloons that give you lives, the 4 letters of the word Kong that give you an extra monkey to your lives, and, quoting the old monkey, a bunch of worthless junk to throw at enemies. In some parts, you can ride one of your animal friends, but you can also turn into one. The only difference between the two modes is that when you're transformed into one, the game becomes more difficult, because every time you get hit, you lose a monkey. Unlike when you ride them. If you get hit, the animal runs away in terror, but you can ride it again. In the other mode, one touch and you die. The animals that help you have different abilities. Some return from the first title. The ones that don't? Well, they ended up stuffed, no Winky. They're often hidden. Rambi returns with his supernatural strength. You can charge him up so he runs off and takes down every scaly Christian he sees. And in some places he will break a wall where something is hidden. And Guard, besides swimming and defending himself in water, can be moved with the directional pad, kill all enemies with his beak, and like Rambi, break walls. Squawks the parrot. You can grab his feet to fly through the stages. He's somewhat slow to move and tends to be imprecise in flight, but you can shoot eggs at enemies from your beak, and never in my life did I think I'd say that. Seriously, someone should give Rare a book on animal anatomy. An overweight spider monkey is not a chimpanzee, much less the brother of a gorilla. And second, parrots don't lay eggs through their beak, but through the cloaca, which is, apologies for the interruption. Okay, sorry, I got carried away. Let's continue. But your hitbox is much larger, making it easier to lose a monkey. Newcomer Rattly the Snake, who fulfills the same function as Winky the Frog. Jump very high to reach high places, and if you hold down the run button, he will perform a super jump. Squitter the Spider with sneakers on all 8 legs. Well, they finally got one right. If they had given him 6 legs, I'd send a bomb to their offices. You can attack enemies with webs and kill them from a distance, and also create platforms to reach inaccessible places, but you cannot kill enemies by jumping on them. But there are also others that only help you in specific places, like Clapper the Seal, who in one level spits into the water to cool it or freeze it, and Glimmer the Abyssal Fish, who lights your way so you don't bump into walls. Express the Ostrich can only be played in a mini-game in the GBA port of this game. To limit their use, there are signs with the image of the animal in question that forbid passage. In many levels, you'll know there was one because you saw the sign, completely unaware of its existence. When you reach it, you'll be given some reward like lives, bananas, etc. On the main map, you'll encounter the Kong's relatives who help you on your journey. Funky Kong will take you to previously visited worlds, because when you enter a new world and need to go back, you have to resort to this monkey. He has to justify his existence somehow, right? Cranky returns, giving you advice in the levels about where a bonus might be, along with a rain of cane blows for being lazy and not finding them yourself. His wife, Wrinkly Kong, sorry, I had Google's auto-translate on, helps you with strategies and saves your game progress. Same function as Candy, but in wrinkled version. You know, now that I think about it, she must have fought with Donkey Kong for being lazy, which is why she doesn't appear here to help rescue him. Swanky Kong has a trivia show. Answering questions gives you 1 or several lives. All Kongs ask for a requirement to help you, a number of banana coins, which are scattered throughout the levels. And as if that weren't enough, to save your progress, you have to pay 2 coins. Something very curious happened to me. Our beloved electric company, which distributes this service to everyone, charges like a first world country, and its service is cutting-edge technology by 1960 standards. Their supply can be deficient, and power outages are common, or so I've been told. It happened to me that I had just finished a level, but I didn't have the darn 2 coins to save, and then the filthy electricity decided to flicker at that moment, varying the voltage and resetting my console. I was delighted to know I had to do everything again. At the end, lots of help from the other monkeys, but they had to ask for some requirement. Another thing improved in the game compared to its predecessor. Almost every world has its own boss, no longer a copy of another. I respect the Crow, but at least they had the subtlety to change the mechanics of fighting him. And in one level, they forgot to put a boss. The music is good. It really evokes the pirate ship feeling, quite atmospheric and dynamic. But there is one specific song that fascinates me, Stickerbush Symphony. It gives me that nostalgic feeling, a feeling of emptiness, but at the same time familiarity. It's one of those things you had to experience when they came out. It's hard to explain, but it's one of those things that reminds you of your childhood. Takes me back to memories of a carefree time. It's a medium-length game, 44 levels in total, but not all are accessible. You can defeat the final boss, but if you don't have all the Crim coins, you won't access the special levels, which adds significantly higher difficulty to the title. Completing them allows you to see the true ending. There's a remake for the GBA that adds mini-games to extend the entertainment and some other extras, like a boss that was missing in the penultimate level. I guess Rare was too lazy to put one, so they left it that way in the SNES version and later regretted it. Plus, it has the virtue of being portable. Nowadays, it is available in its digital download version on the Nintendo Shop. It's not a very long game, but it had a lot of extra content. Finding all the DK coins can be painful, because as always, the designers made sure to hide them very well. I don't know if to extend the game's life or to sell strategy guides, but there will be 2 or 3 that you'll be searching everywhere for without a single clue. But with patience, it's achievable. Besides, it has many humorous moments that make you laugh or at least crack a smile, like Cranky breaking the 4th wall, the monkey's eyes popping out when they see a boss, or the fight against Captain K. Rule. The only annoying thing is that the game doesn't save your coins, so when you pick it up the next day, all your coins are back to 0. But aside from that, it's a great title, selling 4 million cartridges.